Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of Ball Cap Chronicles with your girl Melva Tate, where we're talking about all things around life, career, and business from under a ball cap. My motto is if the cap fits, wear it. And I hope that you will wear this information that I share with you today, or most importantly, put in the work around it. I am talking about teams and teams again. And this is actually part two of a two-part series around teams and trust. Teams and trust, and why it's important that those team members have trust in the whole group that's assembled together, the leader and their teammates as well. Before I dive into that, I got to give a shout out for the hat that I'm wearing. Yes, representing Virginia Tech. I don't have a real connection to Virginia Tech. I just love the colors for their team. I do have a few friends who went to Virginia Tech, and actually I picked up this ensemble, the hat and the t-shirt, this past year when I took my granddaughter to DC for a tour of all the monuments and everything else. So I thought it was neat, picked it up, found some earrings to match, and I'm rocking my Virginia Tech wear. I love team gear. So I represent any team, whether I really like the team or not, I'll still represent them. So it's more of that to come. You want me to represent your team? Send me a nice, cute ball cap and a shirt too, if you like. I'll make sure you've got that contact information. But teams and trust, what are we going to talk about around teams and trust? Here's what I know for sure. It doesn't matter how capable each individual is within the group. Unless there's trust, there's not a team. Unless there's trust, there is not a team. When trust is in place, each individual can contribute to their part, their piece of the puzzle on that team most efficiently and effectively when there is trust. When there is trust. So this message is for you if you're leading people and you're leading a team, and whether that team is on a field or whether that team is within an organization or you are a part of that team. Listen, you don't have to have the title as a leader. I encourage most people to lead from their sphere of influence. You got to lead from where you are to make sure you're an effective part of that team. Don't get out of your lane, but use your influence to lead. I talk about teams in the book. I Said Yes. And my whole thing is about teams and how teams helped me grow my business when I realized I was flying solo, that I couldn't accomplish the goals and objectives that I had in place to grow my business without a team. So I know how important teams are. Listen, the importance of trust is there. Without trust, there's less innovation, there's less collaboration, there's less creative thinking, and certainly less productivity. When teams don't trust each other, all that other noise gets in the way. And that's why it's important that those teams do have trust and that they have a leader who can lead in executing and evolving that trust within the team. Here's a couple of things that are important. Part one, I talked about, leading by example and being a model and making sure that you spend time with those teammates to get to know them. In this particular segment, I'm going to talk about a few other things, mainly how you communicate on a team to help make sure that that trust is there. You got to be able to communicate openly. People love clear and concise communication. They need it. They just don't like it. They need it to be productive in what they're doing. So open communication is essential. Tell people what they need to know when they need to know it, if they have a need to know. And that is truly important on any team that you're on. Another one is to meet regularly with the teammates. Teams should meet regularly and talk about what are we doing. Oftentimes we'll drop an expectation and expect people to execute it and carry it through without a reminder. We're human. Most people need to have those expectations reset and reminded of why we're doing it. What's in it for me? Why are we doing X, Y, and Z? Remind them often why you're doing what you're doing to accomplish that goal. So you've got to have open communication, and you need to meet frequently enough to remind people of why you're assembled and what you're trying to accomplish. Can't tell you enough about walking the talk. Again, if you're leading that team, you got to demonstrate what open communication looks like. And that is not just on the team, but whoever your team interacts with as well. And this is a dynamic that creates challenges within organizations large or small, when the leader of one team doesn't communicate well to the other parts that may be assembled together to help the overall, a big picture of the team. Think about a sports team. What if defense never collaborated with offense about what was going on and what was the ultimate goal for the game and the game plan? Yes, both of them have different objectives and different goals that they have to meet for the position or the role that they play for the overarching team, but still you have to communicate. So open communication is essential, and leaders within those teams have to make sure that they're communicating properly for all that involved and all who need to hear that message. One of the other things about teams is team dynamics. Teams gotta get to know each other. They need to know who is on the team. One way to build trust within the team is encourage those teammates to get to know each other. Not too intimately, because you want to make sure that that fine line is never crossed where those personal relationships can become too personal and sabotage or become a drag on the overall team. That's why it's important to discourage cliques on the team. So, but making sure people know and respect each other on the team. And I said respect, not like. You may not like everybody that's on the team, but as long as you have enough professional maturity to respect everybody that's on the team, that's one way teams will succeed. And if there is an issue on the team, discuss it. Discuss it. Nip it in the bud, as my mama used to say. Don't let those things tarry on. If a discussion needs to happen, have a group meeting or have some other type of forum where you can get feedback, where people are comfortable enough sharing that feedback on what may be issues within the team. Look, again, we're human. There are going to be issues that happen on the team, whether they happen organically or they happen purposefully. There are going to be opportunities or times that you need to talk through what is going on. And again, if you're leading a team, don't be fearful of having those crucial conversations that are necessary to get that team realigned so that you can accomplish those goals and missions. Teams are so important. Leadership within a team is so important. Team members knowing and playing their part is so important for teams in whatever type of environment, whatever type of venue to operate effectively. So just 3 quick knowledge nuggets that I want you to take away from part 2 of this discussion on teams and trust. Show how critical trust is on the team by demonstrating that. Everyone should be demonstrating that trust. And when a trust breakdown happens, deal with it as soon as you can. Help team members get to know each other on a personal level. Sometimes it's important to spend time away from your natural environment, whether that's on a sports field or within the 4 walls of an organization, and get outside of that and do something to help build team rapport. And then discourage cliques on the team. There may be opportunities for people to get to know each other more intimately than with other people on the team. But just because I have a better relationship with Sally Sue or John has a better relationship with Jim doesn't mean that we should create cliques that exclude other members within the team. And that creates a lot of chaos and issues as well. Listen, I hope you all have enjoyed these knowledge nuggets about teams, but more importantly, I hope you will put in the work, put these tips to use, not only if you're leading a team, but if you're on a team as well. We all have a responsibility in making sure team dynamics are there and that team works well in sync and collaborating well together to accomplish those goals and objectives that are set forth. Love y'all more than you know, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. If you got a specific topic you'd like to hear me speak on, and that is in my lane, because I ain't going to talk about nothing I don't know, but if it is my lane, I can definitely add it to the schedule of topics that we'll bring forth. Just email me at melva@melvatate.com. That's melva@melvatate.com. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to share some feedback. Hey, I got tough skin. I'm open for it. But anyway, go Virginia Tech. Y'all be blessed.